So I guess role-playing in Grand Theft Auto became so popular that a new generation of the role-playing genre has been bestowed upon us. There became a void in a niche that had to be filled. There became opportunity for game developers who are looking to create something fun, interesting, new, and better. And there also became opportunity for game developers who are seeking money, money, and money. A seemingly unknown game developer called Killer Whale Games recently announced their game in development called RAW. They recently announced their product, and they also published a Kickstarter campaign with a goal of $79,000, which, by the way, has been funded. And alongside RAW, for the past couple of years, another MMORP game very similar to RAW has been in development. The title of this game is Onset, and it is being developed by a studio called Blue Mountains. What I'm going to do is highlight points about both of these games, and we're going to decide which one is better. The first thing I would like to bring up is RAW by Killer Whale Games and their Kickstarter campaign. There's been a significant amount of controversy around this campaign, and basically it boils down to the developers being quite unknown, not sharing personal information or qualifications to create a game of this scale. And that concern was sort of multiplied by the fact that they created these really cinematic announcement trailers by downloading assets and just creating nice looking footage, but they have yet to prove that the gameplay is actually as good as it looks, and that they are qualified to actually create something of this level of quality. And then on the other end of the spectrum, looking at the game Onset, they actually kind of did quite the opposite. They do not have a Kickstarter campaign, so they are not asking for money up front. They did not create super good looking cinematic trailers. They created modest cinematic trailers which include actual gameplay. And it seems to me that they are not interested in building a ton of hype and exposure. They are instead going to develop in the shadows, chip away at their product until it's ready to release, and rather than claiming that their game is good through faked cinematic footage, they're going to prove that it's good by giving it to us so we can play it and check it out ourselves. Moving on to how much each game will cost and what the planned early access release dates are. On RAW's Kickstarter page, the pledge tiers show that you can receive the game by December of 2019. However, they claim that it will take 6 to 12 months to actually release early access. And there is a pledge tier for $25 where you will receive a digital copy of the game. Now for Onset. Onset already has a Steam page up and published, and it shows that it is set to release early access in December of 2019, and they claim that the price will be below $30. So as far as release date and pricing goes, both games are quite similar. Now we are going to look into developer capabilities and what we know about these two development teams, or simply what we don't know. The RAW developers we know nothing about. They didn't really share that much personal information, they don't really have any social media that we could check out, there's really nothing about them on the internet. But what we do know is that their team currently consists of 3 people, a media designer, a programmer, and a community manager. The Onset developers seem to have a limited online presence as well, but they do have some presence within the game development community. Over at the Unreal Engine Asset Store, they have a product listed for sale, and you can see them providing support, so there's something. But one thing to keep in mind that because Onset does not provide any sort of upfront risk, we really don't need to know everything about them. We don't need to dig into them like internet detectives. As soon as they publish the game, we can simply just buy it, check it out, see if it's any good, and if it's bad, you get a refund and you leave a bad review. No upfront risk whatsoever. And the last thing that I want to bring up about these two titles is modding. Modding is what keeps games alive years and years after the game is released. It allows community owners to customize their servers and create a unique experience for their players, and it allows people to keep creating content over time, so there is always something new to check out. Now the question is, do these games support modding? Onset, yes. RAW, you gotta pay for it. Killer Whale Games' Kickstarter campaign claims that they require $300,000 to implement modding into their game. I am a game developer myself, and I know exactly what it takes to implement modding into a game. For any competent programmer to implement modding, it's really not a big task. If the game is being developed from the very beginning with modding in mind, it's fairly simple and straightforward, to be honest. However, if you decide to add modding later on in a game that's already been developed, things can kind of get a little bit dirty and complicated. And dirty and complicated costs time and money. We're really not paying $300,000 for modding, we're paying $300,000 for them to go back into their pre-made product and implement a feature that should have been done in the first place. Another thing to note about modding is any game of this scale requires modding tools. Some companies keep these tools in-house, some companies release them to the public for the community to create their own content. The fact that Killer Whale Games does not have modding tools for their game is kind of a red flag. Another quick little thing that I want to say about Killer Whale Games and their Kickstarter campaign. At the top of their campaign, they say that they have created an official Discord for all their backers. And right next to the word all is an asterisk. Then further down it says, in the fine print, the Discord is only available for those who pledge $35 or more. Why they don't put that above the fold is beyond me, but it tells me these people are the type of people to hide crucial details behind fine print when it comes to money. No. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.